Hello guys, so today we are going to talk about the writing sample in the Duolingo exam. Before we go into details, let me tell you something which is really important. Keep in mind guys that the last two modules in the Duolingo exam are writing sample and the second one is speaking sample. Keep in mind that both of them are the same. I mean, both of them are ungraded. This is number one. The university is going to take a look at your writing, and absolutely, the university is going to watch the video about the speaking sample, which is the last module in the Duolingo exam. So both of them are ungraded. I know that they are ungraded, but absolutely you have to show your proficiency in using English language. So again, both of them are ungraded. This is number one. Number two, both of them in the writing sample and the speaking sample, you have two topics. I mean, two topics are going to be shown in front of you, and you have to choose one of them to write about and one of them to speak about. So again, both modules are ungraded, and both of them you will choose one topic out of two. Keep in mind that the tips and strategies in these two modules are the same. They are exactly the same, but absolutely in the writing sample, you have to write, and in the speaking sample, you have to speak. So let's start with the writing sample. I have to show you the directions, and I have to tell you the tips and strategies you have to consider just to be able to write the best writing sample. Okay, so writing sample. Keep in mind that the writing sample asks you to write for 3 to 5 minutes about the topic below. So minimum 3 minutes and maximum 5 minutes. When the 3 minutes, guys, passes, this button is going to turn orange. Absolutely. If you finish writing, you can press submit to the next module. But let me tell you this piece of advice. Try to exploit all the 5 minutes. I mean, you have to write you have to write as much as you can, because as I told you, you have to show your proficiency in using the English language. So please try to write enough reasons, enough examples, just to be that good at writing. Okay, so for this question type, you will be given a written prompt. You will be given two written prompts. You will write at length for at least, as I told you, 3 minutes. Note that the directions appear for 3 seconds. Keep in mind that you have, for 30 seconds, sorry. Keep in mind that you have 30 seconds to decide the topic, to choose one of the two topics, and to prepare yourself concerning grammar, concerning vocab, and even concerning the tense that you have to use in your writing. So you have 30 seconds before recording begins. Now, during this time, you will read and consider one prompt, as I told you, and you have to prepare yourself to write about this prompt. This is exactly the screen that is going to be shown in front of you, which is, notice that I have 5 minutes just to write about. As I told you, when the 3 minutes passes, this button is going to turn orange, and absolutely when you finish, you can press submit. So the two topics are going to be shown here. This is one topic, and absolutely another topic is going to be shown, and you have to choose one topic, then you have to start writing in this box. Okay? Now I think I have to show you the tips about writing sample. Okay, practice good writing habits. Vary your sentence structure. Keep in mind, guys, that you have to verify the sentences that you want to use. I mean, you have to use simple sentence, complex sentence, compound sentence, and complex compound sentence. You can watch the video about the variety of sentences. This video is called Clauses and Sentences. Please watch this video on the channel just to be able to understand the meaning of sentence structure. So I have to verify the sentences in my writing, and I have to use enough vocab. Keep in mind, guys, that avoid repetition. I mean, don't use the same noun and the same word, the same vocab all the time. So please, you have to search for synonyms. You have to search for antonyms just to be able to write in a good way, because as I told you, repetition is really bad, not only in writing, but also in speaking. So, and express a variety of thoughts with logical transitions. Let me tell you that if you want to fully understand the meaning of word choice, again, there is a video on YouTube which is called Context Clues. So please watch this video carefully just to fully understand the meaning of word choice, and watch the video about clauses and sentences just to understand the meaning of sentence structure. So absolutely, you have to fully answer the question. You have to write enough ideas, and absolutely, you should use transitions. When I say transitions, guys, I mean you have to use coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions, relative pronouns, and adverbial clauses. Again, if you want to fully understand the meaning of transitions, please watch the video of clauses and sentences. Now, tip number 2, make sure to leave time to check your spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes, and punctuation mistakes. This is extremely important. Please, guys, try to leave 30 seconds, 40 seconds at least, just to be able to revise your writing. And because let me tell you that many students commit mistakes in writing, not because they don't know how to write, but because while writing, your brain is focusing on the thoughts and ideas. When you finish writing, and if you want to revise your writing, now your brain is ready to focus on spelling, grammar, and punctuation. Keep in mind that our brain can focus on only one mission. This is why we commit mistakes in writing. Again, not because we don't know how to write, but because while writing, we are focusing on the ideas that we want to write. So after writing, please revise your revise your writing just to be able to check your spelling mistakes, as I told you, grammatical mistakes, and punctuation mistakes. Please let me tell you something, guys, which is really important. If you don't know how to write a certain vocab, try to find another synonym. Okay, this is the meaning of spelling mistakes. Please, again, if you don't know how to write a certain vocab, search for another synonym. If you can't find a synonym, try to write a certain antonym. Okay, for example, I can say that tidy. So we notice that the opposite of tidy is what? Is messy. Am I right? So notice that messy is an antonym of tidy. Now, if you want to keep it, or if you want to make a messy, let me say that has the same meaning, simply you can add not. So we notice now if you want to add not, we will have the same meaning. So the meaning of tidy is not messy. So we notice that this is a synonym, but if you want to delete the not, it will be antonym. This is extremely important. You have to do so just because you don't have to repeat. Because as I told you, repetition is something really bad because um it's something silly just to repeat in speaking again, not only in speaking but also in writing. So if you don't know how to write a certain vocab, try to search for a certain synonym. If you fail, please, you can find a certain antonym. If you fail, again, you can write a certain example for this word, or you can define the word that you don't know. Or let me say, the word that you don't know how to write. For example, let me give you an example about the meaning of definition. Let's imagine that you don't know how to write this word, which is insomnia. Now, because you don't know how to write this word, you can define this word. The meaning of insomnia is what? Is the inability to sleep. Is the inability to sleep. So notice that the inability to sleep is the definition of insomnia. So this is the meaning of writing the definition. So if you don't know, again, please, if you don't know how to write a certain word, try to find a synonym. If you fail, try to write a certain antonym, absolutely by adding not. If you fail, try to write a certain example about that word, or you can define the word that you don't know how to write. Okay? Keep in mind that grammar is really important, especially guys, the tense. Please check the tense, read the prompt carefully, just to check the tense that is used in the prompt and stick with the tense, because this is really important. And we cannot deny the correct using of punctuation marks. Again, I've uploaded a full video about using the punctuation marks. The video, guys, contains of all the punctuation marks. Please watch the video carefully just to be able, as I told you, to write a good writing sample. So the topic will be shared with the recipients of your results. So make sure your response is relevant to the topic. Please don't be off-road. You have to stick with the idea, and you have to answer the question without, let me say that, writing irrelevant information and information that is not connected to the topic. This is really important. So think of this as a short essay. When I say a short essay, guys, let me tell you something about think of this as a short essay. This is extremely important. Absolutely, if you want to write a certain essay, you have to start writing with the general information. This is exactly what you have to do in the writing sample. So start writing general information about the topic. Then you have to write the thesis statement. I mean by the thesis statement, maybe you want to mention the reason or reasons about this topic. So please write the general information. This is step number one. Step number two, mention the reason or the reasons, then follow that by writing examples, at least one example. Finally, you have to write or give the result. This is extremely important. Now, this is the correct structure of your writing sample. So please, again, one, you have to write general information. Two, you have to mention the reasons. Three, follow the reasons by writing certain examples. At least you have to write one reason and follow that by writing at least one example. Finally, you have to mention the result. This is the best way, as I told you, to write the best writing sample. Now, the recipients of your results may use the writing sample as additional information about your writing skill. So please, you have to show your proficiency in using English, as I told you, not only in writing, but also in speaking. Okay, so now this is it. Now let me show you the key points about writing sample, and I have to show you a certain sample. Then I'm going to give you the chance to practice writing a writing sample. So this is about the interview. This is the speaking sample, which is the last module in the Duolingo course, and this is writing sample. As I told you guys, both of them are ungraded, but don't forget that the university is going to take a look at your writing sample, and the university is going to watch the video that you have to record, which is the final module. We are going to discuss that after this class. Both of them, as I told you, you have two topics. You have to choose one topic just to write about and to speak about. And don't forget that both of them have the same tips. But absolutely, this is writing and this is speaking. So it's time to record your video interview. This is speaking sample. And your writing sample. This is writing sample. Your responses will not affect your score, as I told you, but will be available to institutions that receive your score. Okay. So, as I told you, notice that two topics are going to be shown on the screen, and absolutely, I have to choose only one topic. So please read the two topics carefully. Don't read only the first topic and start writing about the first topic immediately. Read both topics. Maybe, guys, you have enough ideas about the second topic, and maybe you are not familiar, for example, you are not familiar with topic number one. So please read both of them carefully, decide the topic that you have to write about, and prepare yourself by choosing the correct tense, the correct vocab, correct grammar, correct absolutely sentences and words. Then you have to start writing. Okay. So this is it. Now this is the box that you have to write your piece of writing here. And as I told you, you have minimum 3 minutes and maximum 5 minutes. When the 3 minutes is finished, as I told you, this button is going to turn orange, so you can press submit. But as I told you, please exploit every single minute and second just to write as much information as you can. So this is it again. These are the two topics, and I have to choose one topic, and I have to start writing about this topic. Let me tell you something, guys. While writing, the topic is going to be shown all the 5 minutes. So please, while writing, keep looking at the topic, because maybe, guys, we have more than one question in the topic. Notice that the topic is saying, who is a person you think you have impacted in your life? Notice that this is a question. What impact have you had on the person, and how? So we have what, we have how, and we have who. So notice that we have more than one question, and absolutely you have to fully answer the questions. So please keep looking at the prompt while writing, just to check if you really fully answer the questions that we have in the prompt. So after finish, as I told you, you can press submit. Okay, so again, as I told you, we have to read carefully. So we have to read the prompt, and we have to write at least for 3 minutes and maximum for 5 minutes. I have to choose only one topic just to write about. And in the speaking sample, as I told you, I have to choose one topic out of two just to speak about. Keep in mind that in the writing sample, you have 30 seconds to prepare yourself. This 30 seconds is really important. Why? Because in the 30 seconds, I have to choose the topic, and I have to be ready just to start writing. You can, as I told you, you can see the question as you are writing. Once, absolutely, this kind of questions is going to be shown only once in the Duolingo test. There is something, guys, you have to be careful while writing, not only in writing, but also in speaking. Avoid using contractions. Avoid using abbreviations. keep in mind that the Duolingo exam is formal exam. Because it is formal, don't use abbreviations at all. So instead of writing your writing, you have to say, all right, you are. Again, not only in speaking, but also in writing. This is extremely important. Keep in mind that using the abbreviation is, let me say that it's really informal. It's not formal, guys. So please avoid that. As I told you, both modules, the writing module and the speaking module, are ungraded, but the university can see you answer. So I have to use good grammar, good spelling, and absolutely correct punctuation marks. Okay, so notice, guys, that I have to answer all the questions in the prompt. Maybe, guys, you will have 2 questions in the prompt, maybe 3. Let me try to read this prompt. This prompt is saying, describe the last time you enjoyed being out in nature. Notice, guys, that we have last time and we have enjoyed. This is the simple past tense. So please, I have to stick with the tense. And I have to talk about something that happened in the past, not in the present time, and absolutely not in the future. So, do you think people should spend more time outdoors? This is the first question. How would this affect people's quality of life? This is the second question. So, please, you have to answer all the questions in the prompt. So, I have to answer all the questions in the prompt. I have to give enough details and thoughts, please, about each question. Keep in mind to do that, guys, to give enough details and the questions, you have to mention at least one reason. And at least you have to mention a certain example. So the meaning of details is you have to write reasons. Absolutely, your reasons should be logical. Your reasons, guys, shouldn't be silly. So please, you have to write rational reasons, logical reasons, and you have to follow that by mentioning an example or 2 examples, just to, as I told you, to give enough ideas. So show the university who you are, that you are proficient in using English, and use examples from your real life. This is the best way for writing examples. Again, the best examples I can write is from my personal experience, my personal life, my daily life. So please, this is really important, because if you are writing about something that happened in the past, for example, mention your experience, mention the event that happened to you, for example. So please don't mention a certain example that happened to someone else or somewhere else or something like that. So please, this is really important. Okay. Now, guys, let me show you this topic, and absolutely, I have to show you a sample answer. After that, we will practice. So the prompt is saying, write for 3 to 5 minutes about the topic below. So describe a friend who has played, holy God, this is the present perfect, the recent past. So describe a friend who has played an important part in your life. How did you meet this person? This is the first question. What kind of things have you done together? This is the second question. So I have to write, first of all, I have to write general information. Then I have to mention at least 1 to 2 reasons. After that, I have to mention 1 or 2 examples. Absolutely, mentioning 3 examples is better than mentioning only 1 example. When I finish, absolutely, I have to mention the result or a recommendation. Okay, so let me show you now the best answer or the best piece of writing out of this topic. So let me try to do like this. And I have to show you the topic and the sample answer at the same time. So don't forget, guys, again, that while writing, you can see the topic while writing. So please, as I told you, keep taking a look at the prompt, at the topic, just to be able to check if you have fully answered all the questions. So friends play a hugely important role in our lives. Notice, guys, that I wrote general information. And let me say that this is the introduction. And I do my best to maintain good friendships. So notice that in the beginning, I mentioned general information. I didn't go into details from the beginning. I mean, I didn't mention the reasons directly. So I have to talk in general. Then I have to mention the reasons. After that, follow that by examples. Finally, you have to mention the result as I told you. So I have met, notice the present perfect, guys. Please, using the correct tense is really important. So present perfect, please, please, please. The tense is really important. So I have met many amazing people in my life. However, one friend in particular, notice the using of correct punctuation marks. Please again watch the video of the punctuation marks just to fully understand the using of the punctuation marks. So one friend, comma, in particular, comma, has played, so notice the present perfect again, a bigger role in my life than others and has played me over many years, full stop. We met while studying abroad in Germany and immediately bonded over our love of football. We played on the same local team in Germany every weekend for at least 9 months. We later traveled together, lived together, and even helped to get each other. Absolutely, to get each other jobs. Although, notice, guys, that this is complex sentence. Please, again, watch the video of the clauses and sentences just to learn how to write variety of sentences. Because it is wrong to use the simple sentence or to write the simple sentence all the time. You will be weak. So, although this is a conjunction, we can't see each other. As I told, don't say can't. Don't use abbreviation. You have to say, although we cannot see each other as often as we would like these days because we live in different countries, comma. Notice that the sentence hasn't finished yet. Now the next clause, the second clause, we are always chatting online and helping each other with work and personal issues. So notice that this is complex sentence. This is not simple sentence at all. I don't know where I would be in life without the love and support of this great friend. So this is it. Please, guys, be careful because you have to write the best writing sample. Now, if you want to check the full tips and the strategies about writing, please watch the video of 50 words writing. This is a module I have already explained, and it is on the channel. Please watch this video just to check all the steps, all the tips, all the strategies, just to apply to write, as I told you, to write the best piece of writing. Okay, guys, so this is it. Now let me stop this video, and absolutely the next video, which is part 2, is going to be about a practice. The next video, guys, I'm going to show you two prompts, 2 topics, and you have to write about them. So thank you so much, and God bless you.